Hello and welcome to the final Eleague major video that I'm going to post. This is kind of just to sum up how the event went. Obviously the final hasn't happened because this should be released just before the finals begin. As you can see, it's VP versus Astralis. Now I never would have expected that. I thought VP were going to be in the finals because they did great in the group stages and they've done so great during the event. But Astralis was a bit of a shocker, and that's exactly why I didn't get the gold which I wanted to get. As you can see, I was 12 points away from the gold. Now I'll get into that in a second, but let's just sum up the group stages. So the picks that I chose were, most of them were alright, you know, Hellraisers, SKVP, Navi, FaZe and Fnatic, I got all of them right. The Astralis one for the 3-0, now the Astralis were doing great before the major. They even beat Navi quite recently before the major, and they were on form. They had won 5 games in a row. They were doing brilliant. So I thought, you know what, this will be them. But then again, you have to remember that this is a major, you know. It's not quite the same as having one good team and one bad team. It's like all teams are pretty much level. Obviously there are some bad teams. Hellraisers, no offense, man. But yeah, you're not quite there. But you know, most teams are really on this kind of level playing stage. Well, we didn't really see much of Astralis in the group stage. In fact, Navi were the ones who came out losing only 12 rounds. They were doing incredible, and I would have chosen Navi if it wasn't for the fact that Astralis were just doing so well before the major. So I think I should have just gone with my gut or gone with my heart, because I prefer Navi. Navi are one of my favorite teams, but I wanted to choose Astralis. So after they did quite badly, I mean obviously they still got through to the playoffs, but after they didn't do the best in the group stages, then I decided to go for the Navi Astralis win. But suddenly out of nowhere, there they are. Dennis is hitting his shots. Zipnix and the whole gang are going absolutely crazy. So they just show up out of nowhere. And Navi, well, they didn't really do the best. They did a few mistakes here and there. Like, I'm not trying to say I would do better, you know, obviously, but no, Astralis just, they were the better team in that match. And where were they in the previous few games? I have no idea. So that's what lost me the gold there. 11 points away from gold. That is so depressing, because if Navi had just shown up, that could have been quite an easy game. 92% of people chose Navi to win. 92%. Only 8% of people chose Astralis. Now I'm not sure if they thought Astralis were going to win, or they just chose Astralis because it's their team. But either way, Astralis got through, and whether you believed that that was your team or not, that's what got you through. And I didn't notice this, but you actually had to make all the selections before they even began. Like, I thought we were going to be able to change these kind of 3 final games after the semis, or the quarters I mean, but no, you have to select them already. So I thought if Navi lost, I would be able to swap them out for Astralis in the semis here. But no, you really do have to just guess it, and that's kind of fun. But it's annoying because that's where I would have got my other points. Yeah, I got 4% in the world though. 4%. When you think about how much that really is, that's quite, this major really was quite a bit of a, not really so much a throw, but quite a bit of an upset. Like, when you think about this, look, 9 points, 81%. That means 20% pretty much of people, 20% of people who did the pick'em got less than 9 points. That's quite a shocker. If we go and try and find where the, it looks like, yeah, so 30, how many people, yeah, only 20% of the world got silver. 20% of the world that did the pick'ems. So that's quite bad, because usually silver is quite an easy one to achieve. Like, if we compare it to Cologne, the team pick'em, let's see, silver is here. We got another 50%, exactly. So it's the difference between 50% and 20%. So this year really was quite a bit of a, I don't know, an upset, I would say. Let's see about the year before. 50 points is whereabouts. The year before was quite a bit, I don't know, I just feel like this year a lot of people dropped marks purely because Astralis weren't there in the first bit and they were there in the second, and people got that mixed up. So for those of you who followed me, you got yourself a nice cheeky bit of silver trophy. But yeah, if you'd just chosen Astralis here, that would have been the easiest gold ever. But then again, there was no way we could have predicted that, because in the end, Navi were predicted to win. Both casters, both analyzers said Navi would win. They had 92% on the pick'ems. On pretty much all betting sites, they had a good 70% lead. And it's just, they just lost. And I mean, like I said before, there's not much you can do in a major when you just lose against a team that's almost equally balanced as you are. So either way, that's what I'm going to say on that. That's the Eleague major. I got the silver one, and it does look so good. I can't wait to equip that. And don't worry guys, I haven't forgotten about the 4K subscribe video, don't worry. That will be released probably later today, I would say. And I'll have all that sorted out soon. But either way, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.